Well, hello there, and welcome to Combat Sports, Sports by Coffee Edition. People punching each other. We're here to cover it. We're going to talk about it. We're gonna see what's going on. We're going to get to
That's
the
right.
bottom
That's
of the
right. People
drama.
got punched. People
And the
got
person
harmed.
who knows all about it, the guy in the
Right.
know
There was
of the
violence.
punching of faces is
Yep.
Christopher.
Violence happened to
Ah,
this person.
yes.
Violence happened to various different people.
That's right. That's right, Chris. How are you today?
That's
Here
right.
to inform us about all the violence.
I'm doing good. Happy to talk to you folks. So let's get into some boxing, if you like. We'll start with a
Yay!
little nice, soft, tame little sport like boxing.
That's a great idea.
So
We don't want to scare the people too much.
our buddy Jake Paul, friend of the show, we are interested in our friend Jake Paul. So his fight with Mike Tyson fell through, as it had to. It was a ridiculous thing that wasn't supposed to happen, and the Cosmos wasn't having it. So of course it came apart, and he's now gonna fight Mike Perry, which is a ridiculous
Why
fucking
would you
thing
do that?
to
Look at this
do
guy. I
because
don't want to
Mike
fight Mike
Perry
Perry.
is one of the most dangerous gentlemen on the planet. We like Mike Perry over here
Of
because
course we do.
he's a
We're big supporters
juggernaut.
of Mike Perry.
Yes, he just marches forward, face first, and just eating whatever you have to throw at him and throwing back harder shit than you really want to eat.
Amen.
That's Mike Perry's plan.
Hell yeah.
So, I mean, Jake Paul is a big lad, and he's obviously skilled. He's good at this boxing shit. And, Mike Perry's brutal style works fantastic in bare knuckle, where you don't get, like, padding. You just get opened up when he, like, is fucking you up. So there's that. So there's gloves, and it's definitely more interesting than fighting a 60-something-year-old gentleman, even if he is Mike Tyson.
Well, the crazy part to me is, it's just a hell of an upgrade suddenly. Like, you're going from fighting, like,
Yeah,
the old legend Mike
right.
Tyson.
You're going from a
Purely a money move.
60-year-old man to a 30. He's in his late 30s, an absolute fucking juggernaut destroyer fucking tank. Like,
He's gonna
it's
kill
a
this kid. He's gonna
big
kill Jake,
change.
dude. Like, I think Jake might be a better. Who know? I don't know. I don't know enough about boxing to say if he's better or not. But the fact that he is hopping in here with this absolute maniac seems like a terrible idea for Jake Paul's career. Seems like it might be the first loss for Tyson on his record.
Well, I mean, he lost to Tommy Fury, but no one really cares about that because it was a decision loss, and Tommy Fury is too pretty for anyone to actually be like, "Oh yeah, it matters. You lost to the super pretty guy." It's like, yeah, whatever, dude.
Fair enough. But either way, yeah, it's going to be a hell of a fight against Mike Perry. When is that scheduled? Do we have any idea? We got Mike Perry's
That's gonna be July 20th down in Tampa Bay, which you gotta love those Florida Athletic Commissions. It should be, a lovely, juicy fight.
I love it. Yep,
That's
July
right.
20th.
That's what we're here
Mike
for.
Perry and your old Jake Paul are going to be throwing down now, Christopher.
Which is very interesting because really after this fight, dude, if he beats Mike Perry, if he takes out that fucking juggernaut, no one can say, "Oh, dude, you're ducking real boxers. Oh, you're only fighting like dudes past their prime."
Oh yeah, no one can say that anymore. I mean, I think they can't really say that anymore. Like, just based on the last couple of people you fought were actually pretty quality fighters, so it's kind of getting harder and harder for people to say that. But they find a way, those haters. So there'll be yet another one on the resume, which will make it even harder for them. But I don't think that'll stop them, Chris. The haters will find a way to still hate.
That's right,
brothers.
Uncle Chael beat Anderson Silva by decision in a boxing match in Brazil, which is lovely because when it goes down in Brazil, the athletic commissions are over there chilling on the beach with like pina coladas. They're not particularly interested in what the lads have going through their veins. But I'm sure it was a lovely, juicy fight. And Uncle Chael came out on top, beat him by decision in Brazil, which it's pretty hard to win a decision against a Brazilian in Brazil, especially one as famous as Anderson. So, it must have been like so convincing that it was absolutely 100% obvious. So that's good for him, dude. I love Uncle Chael, and I'm happy to
I
see
remember
him do
seeing
cool
these guys
shit.
or Chael Sonnen, Anderson Silva, one of the, I don't think I've said it on the show before, but one of those most notorious knockouts I've seen in MMA, where like he scored Chael with that good old right and just calmly walked up to him and fed him a knee to end out that fight. Like that was early 2012, I want to say, or late 2012.
Yes.
So
yes.
10 years ago, we
He's
saw
beat
that
Chael
nasty
twice.
finish.
He's beat Chael twice in MMA.
So Chael gets the last laugh, though, does he? And then he takes the boxing
The
match
last laugh belongs to Uncle Chael.
Yay, Chael! Good for you. I can't believe he talked to the Brazilians to get into the cage with him again. And then he beat him. He probably talked up so much on his podcast before he got into that cage with him. I had no idea this was going on. It's pretty funny.
Dude, I'm telling you, Unc is an amazing fucking person. Like the Oregon gangster delivers. Like, he's here for it. Crazy bastard. He's like 47 too. It's not like, he's some young buck. Like Anderson's up there too, but like shit, bro. This is like yeah. Anyway.
That is crazy. Well, speaking of people doing crazy stuff, there's one young lady who's
but real quick, before we move out of boxing, Deontay Wilder got knocked the fuck out by a Chinese fella. A gentleman named Zhilei Zhang, who's 41, a 41-year-old fighter.
Oh no, that can't be good.
And dude, like I watched it, it's just sloppy boxing. Like he catches him from an angle, and Deontay's just kind of like stumbling around. Like, it was like an interesting knockout. Let's just say.
Interesting. So like, dude, like how did he get knocked out by an old timer Wilder? It's been a long fall from the top so far, huh?
But anyway, you want to talk about Paige VanZandt here? You got Paige
Look how beautiful she is. She's here to talk to us about her new career.
Yes.
Well, why are you doing this, Paige? Because I like to be violent.
She has signed to Power Slap.
Crazy.
Now,
don't slap the beautiful face. Please don't.
Dude, this girl came into the UFC when she was 19. She racked up an 8-5 record in the UFC at 125. That's like the baddest division. Like there's only 3. There's 135, 125, and 115 for women. So in the middle, most badass division, like dude, she fought all the badass chicks, like Felice Herrig, Rose Namajunas. She dodged no one. She fought all the bad bitches in the UFC. And then she moved on to bare knuckle boxing when the UFC cut her. She actually submitted a lady called Rachel Ostovich, which also went on to have an excellent OnlyFans career. So when these two met up, when they met up in bare knuckle,
I think we covered it. I think we talked about it.
Two OnlyFans stars like going at it bare knuckle, like it.
Oh no, we lost him. But yeah, I think Sports by Copy did cover that actually at one point in one of the combat sports that we were.
She beats Rachel.
She
beat Rachel Ostovich in no, she got beat by her. That's right. But she submitted her in UFC and then got beat by her in bare knuckle.
Right.
But anyway, at that point it didn't really matter. Just the fact that she was there like boosted her stock a lot. But anyway, so she's been through the UFC. you know, been through OnlyFans, been through bare knuckle, and now she's gonna go do power slap.
Wow.
So our girl Paige is she's just there for it. She's like,
well, she says she loves to be violent, which is like, when you look like that and you love to be violent,
dude, she's pretty much the fighting version of Hawk Tuah. Like, she's Hawk Tuah if it was a fighter.
Wow, good for her. What an absolute legend.
Pretty much. Legendary stuff.
Congrats to Paige VanZandt on her new career, which will only continue to bring people to her main news source of Mactel, which is, of course, OnlyFans. So please continue to support Miss VanZandt on her endeavor to continue to pay her bills and look hot. I mean, I can't imagine probably a lot of money she needs to spend to stay that hot. So help support her more.
Yeah, I know. It's probably expensive looking that good.
Yeah, dude, for sure. Like cosmetics, you know,
right. Like hairdressers. Like getting your hair done isn't cheap.
No.
And then like waxing, she probably does like a lot of waxing appointments, and you know you want to support that because we're all out here to support bald pussies.
Absolutely.
That's right. We're here for it.
All right. Moving on. This is out of control.
Yep. Moving on. Paige VanZant's bald pussy.
Ruined the whole thing. To another guy dodging fights. Conor McGregor. What's going on over here, Conor?
So,
is your toe really hurt, Conor?
They were supposed to. He was supposed to fight Michael Chandler. And
this is a very old article, people. Sorry, that's one of the things that we can find that wasn't.
Yeah. So this came apart, and the official story was like Conor broke a toe or some kind of nonsense, and like he put out some picture of like a bruised toe without even a face. And you know, it was all really weird. Not to mention, like, you know, when all this is coming out, like videos are emerging of him like partying his ass off in like clubs, you know, with like, you know, and being like young, rich, and handsome as our boy Conor is. He's of course surrounded by like some lovely women of the club scene. And this brings me to something I wanted to bring up about his wife, Dee Devlin. Dude, Dee, she is the definition of ride or die. This girl is so down. Like, she's been with him since the beginning. Like, I remember when he was gonna fight Dustin Poirier. You know, they brought him up to like the booth to do the whole ESPN discussion, and he was like taking pictures of her at the booth. It was like this cute, sweet little moment. You know, they've had 3 kids together, you know, and, you know, through all the like rape allegations and the mayhem and the like shit he gets into, dude, you don't hear a fucking peep from Dee Devlin. Not a peep. She's not out there like, well, you know, so my stance on my husband's rape allegations are this. It's like, nope, not a fucking word. She is quiet. She is in the trenches. She is taking care of the kids. She is handling her business. She is ride or die, dude. Wow. May we all be blessed with a woman as loyal as Dee Devlin.
And hopefully we'll treat her better. Jesus.
Well, I mean, he's a very rich gentleman. I'd imagine she doesn't want for much.
Sure. Which is nice.
So, I mean, there's that. She has her reasons.
Treat your girl nice.
Anyway, bless you, Dee Devlin. Carry on.
Bless you and Dee Devlin. And you know what? Since Paige VanZandt's here, again, we should just bless her as well. Thank you for being Paige VanZandt.
You know what? We might be dead naming her by calling her Devlin. She's probably Dee McGregor by now. But who the fuck are we to
I don't think she'll be upset about that.
Yeah, she probably wouldn't mind.
What the heck is going on with that?
Anyway.
All right.
So
well, that's enough
you
out
want
of that.
to talk about the UFC Saudi Arabia shit?
Of course we do.
Some motherfuckers did violence in Saudi Arabia. Can you believe
Saudi Arabia?
Yeah. Saudi Arabia was all like, hey, We got millions and millions and billions and quadrillions of dollars. Why don't you come over here and do violence for us? Anyway, so let's start at the top. Robert Whitaker knocks the fuck out of Ikram Askarov, who he was a late replacement. It was supposed to be Kamaev. It was supposed to be Hazmat Kamaev, and he bailed because his vagina got wet, and I don't know, maybe he had to go off to prayers, whatever. So Hazmat's out. Another mustache challenge gentleman steps in and gets knocked the fuck out, like first round, dude. Like less than 2 minutes into it, he's trying like some low kick bullshit, and the counter to a low kick is an overhand right. Robert Whitaker lands a beauty of an overhand right as our mustache challenged friend is throwing his low kick. And, he gets all wobbly, gets all skanky legged. And, Robert Whitaker doesn't get crazy, doesn't like swarm in and blow energy. He comes in calmly picking his shots and lands this beautiful uppercut that just sends our boy, home. He's just done so. Yeah. And that was his first finish in 7 years. Now you can say like, all right, so he's not much of a finisher, but dude, he's been fighting the cream of the crop. He's been at the absolute top of 185 for years. Like the only people he's lost to is Dricus du Plessis, who's our current champion, having taken that belt off Sean Strickland, and Israel Adesanya, who he lost to twice, but Israel is a former 185 champion who Sean Strickland took the belt off him. So, like, 3 fights back, Whitaker was there fighting for the belt. And, anyway, so he's always at the top. He's here for it. He's one of the good eggs. So Robert Whitaker is out there winning fights, putting dudes to sleep with uppercuts. It's great shit. We like to see it.
Nice. And then it looks like 2 Russians went after it too.
Yes, a little Russian on Russian violence. I'm so happy you brought that up. I wanted to say that because the only thing better than Ukrainian on Russian violence is Russian on Russian. Anyway, so spiciness aside, it went the distance, but our boy Alexander Volkov, he brought it home. He's a dangerous fucker. And what's great, dude, is between rounds, his corner is like combing his hair.
What?
Like, obviously, he's a gentleman blessed with fine hair.
Right.
But yeah. His corner was like it's not like they had to clean the blood out of his nose. They're just like, yeah, bro, let's keep you looking sharp. So he did some fine work, and he's on a 4-fight win streak, which is always a good thing.
Wow, good for him.
Yeah. So he'll definitely be in the top of the division picture for him, 205. And then moving on to Kelvin Gastelum versus Daniel Rodriguez.
Under his name now, wasn't he? Didn't he?
Our boy D-Rod. So this was supposed to be 170. But
hey, I have a question.
Yeah.
Why does Kelvin Gastelum have a U.S. flag under his name now? Wasn't he in Mexico?
I mean, is there really that much difference anymore? But like, yeah, he's either Mexico or the States. It's that's like funny.
Whatever he's feeling that day.
Yeah.
I mean, Daniel Rodriguez anyway. So yeah.
Yeah. Daniel Rodriguez, he's a kid from like the mean streets of LA. Like my man was in and out of jail in his teens and 20s, like up to fucking mayhem. And then like at 23, he finally got tired of going to jail and he'd always loved fighting, and so he started going to a gym, and then here he is in his like mid-30s, and he's in the UFC. It's pretty fucking cool. Anyway, he's been doing pretty good before this. He's been taking out some dudes. But like I said, this was supposed to be at 170, and then Kelvin Gastelum comes in way overweight. Like they called Rodriguez, and they're like, yeah, dude, like he's not making 170. And he's like, all right, so 185 then. And I think it was even heavier than that. I think it was beyond 185. So anyway, yeah, Kelvin Gastelum won that one, but there's not a ton of glory in it. And it's like the same old shit with him. Like, he's missed weight a bunch of times. And like, I love the dude. He's the definition of when they say like Mexican fighters, like this is through boxing too. It's just a compliment to Mexicans, is they are a badass, tenacious people. They are great at combat sports. And Kelvin Gastelum is a fine specimen. It's just, he's always had issues making weight. But anyway,
let's enjoys his tacos and burritos. That's for sure.
Yeah. So moving on. Let's talk about the ginger pirate, Chael Magomedov. So another mustache challenged Dagestani, which there's plenty of them washing around. But this one, dude, it's like how you have the litter of like all gray dire wolves, and then you have Ghost. You have the one like white dire wolf.
Yeah.
This motherfucker is the Ghost Dagestani. He's got like a ghost eye, and he's ginger. Like he's fun, dude, and he's embracing the pirate thing. Like it's all because of his eye. Like he's got a fucked up eye, which is why you'll probably never see him fight in like the States or Europe. You'll see him out on the edges where like the athletic commission is a joke, because he's fighting with one fucking eye. But anyway, he is lighting dudes up. Like, he wrecked this fool. Well, it was round 3, but yeah, no, he cooked this dude. The guy had nothing for him. It was a pretty easy fight, and I think it's his first one in the UFC, so I think that's why he like took his time. But anyway, the fucking ginger pirate is here, and I'm telling you, with the performance he put on, the UFC will be making efforts to put him on cards they can get him onto. Like, I bet they can get him into Brazil or, Asia. But
really good to involve for him with like the one eye, like they won't let him fight here in the U.S. that often.
Yeah.
That'll be like involved, huh?
Well, because, he's only got the one eye. So a lot of, like, Western athletic commissions won't clear him to fight. Which is funny because Bisping got cleared with one fucking eye. But that was also a little further back in the day. And Bisping was already like an established fighter before he lost his eye to a Vitor Belfort head kick while Vitor Belfort was juiced up on the good Lord alone knows what. But that was before USADA got involved in the UFC, and there was like all the TRT exemptions and all that. That was a crazy ass time in the UFC, dude, because it was wild. Like half the dudes were on it, half the dudes weren't, and the dudes that weren't, it was like, wait a minute, why the fuck aren't we? It was crazy. It was ridiculous. It had to end. But anyway.
All right. So anyway, the red-headed pirate, the ginger pirate.
So Bisping is the only other reference of a one-eyed fighter.
He's cut. He's got a sick tattoo. Like, that's a good win for you, lad.
Yeah,
Like the
yeah,
Brazilian,
yeah.
like,
No,
it's
he
a
got wrecked. He got totally destroyed. He got lit the fuck up, that fella.
What about Johnny Walker? Do you know about this fight?
Oh my god, dude. Johnny Walker. So you gotta love Johnny Walker. He's a lovable figure. He's 6'4". He's like, like 2 fucking something. Like he's a big, gorgeous lad. He used to be a stripper. He's a lot of fun, He's a good old time, but he got knocked the fuck out by Volkan Ozdemir. Volkan Ozdemir kind of just walked him down. Johnny was like trying to throw some like goofy standing knees, and like it did nothing. Volkan, which is a badass name by the way.
Yeah, it is.
Volkan just like backs him up to the fence and just lands like some beautiful fucking things that, just like tucked our dear boy Johnny into La La Land.
Oh, Johnny.
Yeah.
Well, big win for Volkan. Good times.
Yeah, yeah, good win for him. And then
fight night out there in the desert.
So real quick, let's also cover Nasrat Hapsarak versus Jared Gordon, because that was like a controversial split decision. Like it was an insane fight. Like both lads put it all out there. And what can I say? Split decision. So when those things happen, they're always going to say the other guy is robbed, and it's tough. But what it comes down to is, end of the fight, one dude walks away with 2 checks, and one dude walks away with the show-up check. That's all. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, so moving on from that, upcoming UFC stuff. That was a fun event. Good time. You mind if I move on swiftly? I'm kind of a swiftly kind of fella.
Yep.
So upcoming things, Ian Gary is fighting Venom Page instead of Colby Covington, which we covered the absolute nuke from space that Colby dropped on Ian, and now they're not even gonna fight. It's like, dude, that was so much heat. How can you ever generate that much heat for a fight?
Edmonds. Which one is it? 303 or 304 you're talking about?
303. Yeah, okay. It's 303.
Oh, Pereira? Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean there's a lot of good fights on that card. We can talk about that at another time. I just wanted to touch on Ian Gary fighting Venom Page. Like theoretically they're both shit talkers. Like, they should be able to spice it up, but it's like, dude, how can you say crazier shit than Colby Covington? It's kind of whatever, but it's fine. It's
disappointed.
It should, yeah. It's a bummer the Colby fight didn't happen.
Diego Lopez looks so scary, dude. Look how cut this kid is.
Oh my God, Diego Lopez. Yeah. He's a fucking animal. Dude. That should be a really great fight, dude. Because Brian Ortega is legit. He's fought for the title a couple times. He's a serious dude. The fact that they're putting Diego Lopez up there means they think he's ready for a real step up in competition.
It's quite a step up from 14 fighting 3. Heck.
You know what? That's what happens when you knock a motherfucker out and then jump the fence and go talk to Dana.
Yeah.
Like, yo, you see that? I'll do that to everybody. If you go say that in Dana's ear, he's going to be like, all right, bro, I believe you.
And then our lad Jair.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dude, this is so good. This is such a good fight because no matter who wins, we're happy. Whether it's the fucking Polish samurai or, Pereira, who he's only been around a short time, but everyone loves him already. He's such a great champion. Two division, really cool, like he's a future Hall of Famer for sure. Alex Pereira is so special.
That's awesome.
Like he doesn't have like a wrestling pedigree. He doesn't have like jiu-jitsu like you'd expect from a Brazilian. But it's like, good luck getting past his fucking hands, dude.
Nice. Well, the Polish samurai, he said? Either those from Czechoslovakia?
Polish samurai, dude. He's here for it. Just took out, Alexander Rakic. He's ready to fight dangerous people. Speaking of Alex Pereira's opponents, fucking Jamal Hill is embarrassing the shit out of himself. Like, after he first got KO'd, he was all quiet. And then he came to, like, this point in his head where he decided it was Herb Dean's fault because...
Oh, no. Don't blame Herb Dean.
Yeah. Because the ball kick, and then Herb Dean went to stop it, and Pereira was like, nah, we're good. Let's keep going. And then Pereira moved in and KO'd him. So he's all like, I wasn't...
cut out. But I'm assuming he's saying that he wasn't ready, and then that'd be scary. The referee stops you like, hey, dude, you can't kick that guy in the balls. He's like, oh, yeah, sorry, my bad. And then PR suddenly, clock ya. So, yeah, it's sad for that guy, not taking defeat graciously. Don't do that if you're out there in the world, sports psychopathy fans. If you get knocked out, just take it. Be brave about it. Looks like Chris is dead for this episode, but he did pretty much cover everything we wanted to cover anyway. We talked about the fighting. It's going to be some good times, man. This should be 303 should be a heck of a card. If you're out there, pay attention to it. We also have Jake Paul going to fight a real person. Kind of scary for our boy Jake, and if you're a Jake Paul fan in general, probably going to be a little bit alarmed. But anyway, we appreciate you people tuning in. Continue to do so, please, because it drives our channel. And we'll talk to you on the very next episode.